Hello, everyone. This is Eric Hansen, and we have another edition of Treelawn Talks, which is our weekly profile of upcoming events. And we're really thrilled about this one. It's our fourth time presenting Exodus Pro Wrestling, professional wrestling, live in person at Treelawn Music Hall, which is 15335 Waterloo Road, Cleveland, Ohio. This Friday, March 15th, the Ides of March, we have Win in Rome. The doors are at 6:05, free parking, and the bell is at 7:05. We're really thrilled to have EC3 here with us, who is a participant, a leader, and a warrior in many types, and a native Cleveland area person. So thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for the access to the lovely Treelawn, the historic venue that we are rebuilding in your vision, in your name, in your honor. But it's really cool to bring pro wrestling to that part of town, to that building. I mean, as a traveling world champion, I wrestle in a lot of buildings, whether they're arenas with, 5,000 to 10,000 people. Sometimes they're dingy bingo halls. Sometimes they're community centers. Sometimes they're outdoors. But what's cool about the Treelawn is it's got a vibe. And I think the Treelawn with the Exodus Pro has created quite a vibe that continues to grow and to grow. So thank you for having us there and me here.
Yeah, we're really excited. As I mentioned, EC3 is a local product, has been wrestling all over the world champion. And it's really something to see when it's a giant building we have, and there's so many wrestlers. And when they're in action, it's like a beehive there. There's lots of people running around and lots of characters. So you're from this area. You grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
No, in the neighborhood. I'll put it that way.
I grew up in Willoughby.
Willoughby's close enough.
Yes, I will claim Cleveland proper as my own in the grand scheme of world travels. But when I'm home, if I'm in Cleveland, hailing from Willoughby, Ohio. But
there we go.
I've driven through Cleveland many times. I've done a lot of things in Cleveland. Used to have season tickets to the Indians when I was growing up. So Cleveland is a part of me. We're 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
We are Cleveland. We know the deal.
There we go. So Exodus Pro, can you say a little bit about how that came to be and whose vision it was and where you're going with it?
Yeah, I mean, Exodus Pro itself, I am the world champion of one of the most prestigious wrestling companies in the entire history of professional wrestling, as we discuss now. But it won't last forever. So as I've kind of entered the third chapter or stage of my career, it's kind of thinking of what's next, what to do within the business, how to contribute, how to give back. I've lived in Florida pretty much the entirety of my professional career, but I wanted to move home. I missed you guys. I missed my family. I missed snow, I guess. But I just miss being in the area. And one thing I never had when I was in Florida was roots. I have them here. And so the idea of Exodus Pro is to bring what I envision the future of professional wrestling to look like to the area I'm from. And because I came from, this area, small town, the wrestling industry is a lot like the music industry when you come up. So, envision that I was playing venues like the Beachland or the Treelawn in front of 20 people, and I sold all the tickets till I got scouted by a record producer, and then I went on, major tours and made a name for myself. That's kind of the wrestling equivalent. But here, now, coming home to build this with some friends, to build this for the community, to build this in general, to give back to the business and then give the opportunities to possibly the next generation, whether they're from this area or whether they're from anywhere in the world. But I'm big on giving and paying forward. I'm big on building and foundations, and I'm really big on community. So it all kind of came perfectly together with Exodus and now our home venue, the Treelawn.
That's awesome. William Patrick Corrigan from the Smashing Pumpkins has been a real big partner of yours, and he's attended a couple of the events already. How did you hook up with him, and how did all of that come to pass?
Yeah, when people are like, wait, the Smashing Pumpkin guy, the little wrestling show?
Right.
The idea is Exodus, the one I just described, was my vision. But Billy, I work for him because he's the owner of the NWA, William, excuse me. He had an idea because the NWA's history was built on territorial wrestlings and kind of trying to reestablish what that would look like. And after we ran one show, But that idea came about, and because I'm his champion and we have kind of linked minds and similar business visions, he asked if I wanted to be one of the first territorial affiliates. So suddenly our little mom and pop indie became a mom and pop indie attached to a brand that has a giant, legacy to it. So it all came pretty quick. He does come to our shows, but the NWA is affiliated with Exodus Pro. So we're kind of, to anyone listening, imagine us being the Lake County captains to the Guardians, in a sense. NWA is a good, I get to play for both, apparently. But so yeah, but how I came about being with him into the wrestling world, the former company I worked for, Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling, he's been a huge wrestling fan his whole life. So musical savant, musical genius, world famous musician. What do you really like? I like pro wrestling. Well, that's weird, man. But he did, and he found his way into the business. His name obviously brought a lot of value, but what's really valuable about him is his passion and his drive and his vision what wrestling can be. So that is how he got involved, and I believe we even found him a vegan lunch.
We did, yeah.
Want to shout out that was from.
And so the NWA is the oldest American, it's the oldest wrestling league in the country. So
Correct.
when I was growing up, I was watching Georgia Championship Wrestling, and I remember being blown away by all the characters there. I have to say, like the storylines, the characters, the level of professionalism in the wrestling, it's really astounding. And I think that's a tribute to your vision. And it's just, I just want to say for anyone who hasn't witnessed it, it's really amazing.
Yeah, not to discredit anything or anybody, but sometimes on a not lower level, but independent level, you can be really getting a mixed bag. You can get a flyer for a wrestling show, and it could be a bunch of people who are, I don't want to say amateurs, but weekend warriors, people that have never done it, people that have made their own thing, and you kind of could be left like going to a really, really shitty concert. I have great pride in what I do. I have great passion for what I do. I have excellence I've achieved, excellence I achieve every day. And, I don't want to bring that forward into what we do and what we build. So even if it's at a cost to us now, because it's by no means like a financial windfall running, it is at a cost, but we are building something that is very unique and very special, very professional. And I really wanted to focus on, like we talked about, community, kind of like a father and a son going to the matches, a family of four being able to go to the matches, coming to a cool, safe, unique venue with extravagant lighting, characters, a good vibe, a nice presentation. And I think you even mentioned it after our last show. No matter what the show did, we sold out. That was sweet. Yeah. But no matter what, you had a good time, and it brings you great joy just being a part of that. And so for you to say that means a lot, and for families to feel that way means a lot. And that's kind of what I want to build.
That was great. I mean, it is really a broad appeal. You see people from all walks of life, all ages. I think I told you this before, but I'm mostly a jazz guy, and I went to a jazz conference, and people are asking about the venue, and I just talk about wrestling. It's kind of like William Patrick Corey, because it's something that we've been really excited about. It just took off in a really amazing way. How difficult is it for you to juggle being involved in wrestling and organizing things on the level you do?
I'm extremely busy, and again, it's not like a giant profit sort of thing. It is a build of a vision of a future that hopefully does create that. But what it really means, dude, I love working on things I love. And this is what I love. Do I love the act of wrestling, the physicality of wrestling, the art of wrestling? Yes, I love doing that. Do I love creating the atmosphere a show is in now? Like, I love that. Do I love guiding and molding a generation based on all the experience I got from, super high level wrestlers in my past and my current, and bringing them to a new generation and watching them thrive and succeed? And the show's not about me. I want the show to be about them. Right now, I'm kind of in the place where I'm part of it, but I'll be very happy one day not being on the show at all. Pulling the strings behind. But everything we do within the show, from the second a fan walks in, knowing that their value of their dollar is earned and it's respected, because, we know how times are, that a family could come in there for $100 and have a memorable night, that they're left happy, fulfilled, wanting more. They're not left in, like they went to some dingy, bad concert. They're covered in dirt and soot and, meth. We bring interesting characters. We have them in the ring. We definitely have them in the stands. But when you talk to other people, like the jazz musicians, like getting them to come check it out because they probably have a perception of wrestling or it's in this weird niche, much like jazz is. They're like, I don't know if I like that. I want somebody with no idea what they're walking into to leave going, that was cool. I
Right.
would go back.
That's
I think built fans. So
no, I totally dig it.
thing about jazz, but I know jazz and wrestling are very similar.
Absolutely.
Even the performer of a wrestling, the wrestler in the ring to a jazz musician, they follow music, they read music, they have patterns, but then sometimes they just riff.
You improvise, yeah.
Yeah, that's when magic really happens. So when that happens in a ring too, where yeah, there's an idea of what's going on, but then the people that are performing can actually feel what is taking place and create live in front of an audience. That's where the real, I don't know, magic is of this.
Yeah, I think there's a thesis there for some aspiring grad student, jazz and wrestling. So, I used to write about stuff like that. Anyway, so the last show sold out. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you can get them in advance at the Treelawn.com, Treelawn.com. Again, that's this Friday, March 15th. The theme is Win in Rome. It's the Ides of March.
It is.
And incredible.
Hey, what happened on the Ides of March, right?
Well, it was Julius Caesar, right?
Yeah, he got assassinated by his homies.
His buddies turned on him.
Yeah.
That's rough. Yeah.
You know who one of my top 5 favorite historical figures is? It's obviously Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
So there's a running joke that my friends will assassinate me live.
Oh, that's not good. That doesn't sound like a joke. Well, we hope that doesn't occur. So anyway, it's a 6:05 door opening, 7:05 bell this Friday, 15335 Waterloo Road, free, ample parking in the lot next door and on the street.
If I had my way, I'd be charging you guys. So thank Eric.
Yeah. See, we were keeping it going. Anyway, we have lots of fun in store, and we really want to thank you, EC3. I know you're really busy. Thanks for your time, and look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Well, let's also throw it out because May 11th, we're coming back to the Treelawn. We're going to find a nice niche, I think, in that Saturday matinee spot. So 5:11 will be back if you can't make 3:15. I believe we're scheduled for 6:22 if you can't make either of those. And I believe then we're possibly scheduled for 7:20. So we got a whole summer.
You're right.
Of fun Treelawn.
Those are going to be awesome. Yeah.
Eventually, I'm going to make you pay to park, so you might as well.
Right. Get it while you can. All right. Thanks again, EC3. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.